channel. I just want to say welcome back to those who have been here previously with me before, and welcome to those who are new to this space. And so, if you have been here before, let's give um, a heartfelt welcome to those who thought it not robbery to join us today on Sierra Speaks, which is just an intentional space for us to do just that, is to speak. We speak on real life things, right? We speak on the complexities and the contrast moments of life where you can experience things and still find beauty in them, where you can learn to recover from things and discover certain things and empower yourself from the inside out. Yeah, so I'm Sierra M. Clark, which is mine's truly and yours maybe. And I say mine's truly because we believe here that you have to be yours first before you can be anybody else. You have to be willing to do the work before you can expect someone else to invest in you. And so yeah. And so if you didn't see, you might have saw me with this in my hand when you first came on. And so yeah, so oftentimes we pull from finding Sierra as we recover, discover, and empower ourselves. And so lately we've been talking about the the beauty of recovery, and then the beauty of discovery, and then also the beauty of empowerment. All of them are beautiful things. They're like all different colors, right? Recovery could be its own color, discovery can be its own color, and empowerment can be its own color. And when you put them together, if you are an artist or you are a creator, and when you put different things together that you didn't think that would go together, you find out you have something kind of wonderful, right? If you are a baker, or if you are a creator, right? If you're just an everyday mom or everyday dad trying to figure out life, you figured out how you adding intentionalness mixed with your love and your desire for something tied into your willingness to do something about a thing changes the whole thing. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. This is what we speak on here. We speak on real life moments that we discovered something that we didn't know that we were going to discover because we allowed ourselves to recover from a real thing. But although it's real, and what I mean by the real things is our emotions, because our emotions are a real thing, but they were gifts. They were gifts. They are gifts that have been given to us to help us navigate through life, to help us discover and recover from things. And this is the thing, right? This is the most important thing. If you get nothing else from your time here in this space, is that who you are is your most valuable asset. And so the way that you're gonna recover won't be the way Sue or Mike or Jim or Taquan are gonna recover. It's just not. And so you have to give yourself grace in what recovery looks like for you. You have to give yourself appreciation in what discovery looks like for you, because all of us discover at different times. But just like babies, they don't all walk at the same time. They don't all walk. And although it's scientifically said that a child should be doing these certain particular milestones in their life, that's untrue too. Because sometimes not sometimes. I worked in a children's hospital for a long time, and I realized that babies literally move at their own beat regardless of these stages of life that we identified, and we gave them cookie cutter ways to even be in their best selves. And don't you see how we put stages on babies? You have to know that you put stages on yourself, which has probably hindered you from being able to truly empower yourself, being able to truly break free from just only being a blue person. I'll get back into that later. Don't just be a blue person, right? Although you are a blue person, but don't only be a blue person. And so that's what Sierra Speaks is about. It is about us looking at the other side of the coin, per se. It is about us turning a different leaf. It is about us discovering things about ourselves that we didn't even know that we could discover about ourselves, because life will make you feel some type of way about yourself if you are not if you're not careful, right? If you're not careful. And so I've done this several different ways. Sometimes I do this for my live streaming, and then sometimes I just get inside of a park and I do it. And that's it. Sierra Speaks. It's just me really helping myself to be my best, most magical self on a real life budget. That's it. We all have real life budgets. And the thing about our budget is different from everybody else's. And so, but your budget can absolutely work for you. Your budget can absolutely make your soul smile in addition to being a stream of income. Oftentimes, our content creators and the people who have strived and made a way, it's only about making a dollar. And if you haven't seen that, life just can't be about money. Mike, a lot of the famous people who have come before us have shown us that life just can't be about a dollar. Look how Whitney Houston died, right? Look how Whitney Houston died. She died in the tub all by herself. Look at Robin Williams. Look how he passed away. And he was the person who made everybody else laugh. And he also had money. Yet still, that there was something missing within him. Whitney Houston sang Higher Love. And yet, the love that she was in need of is the love that she didn't have in the moment that she needed it. And so Sierra Speaks is just really trying to give you the opportunity to allow yourself to figure out what that is for you, to figure out what life truly is and the meaning that you want life for yourself. And so that's it. So before we talked about recovery, so let's go over this real quick. Recovery. What are you going to recover from, right? You get to recover from the things. Sometimes it's heartbreak, sometimes it's shame, sometimes it's guilt, sometimes it's not showing up for yourself. Whatever it is, we all have something that we might want to recover from. Excuse me. But the more so the thing about Sierra Speaks is that it's unfiltered, it's unscripted. Although sometimes we do have some keys that we do follow, and some things that we often pop up on the screen if I'm on the live stream. But if I'm just like out in the park and I'm doing a real thing, that's what I want you to see, that with the real elements of everyday life, with the real elements of the hustle and bustle and who you are, and everything that you're not, that you're still your best self, that you're still everything that you need, and all that you shouldn't be all at the same time. Yeah, so you can be both sides of the coins. Like I know there's something that says don't be a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways, but I come to find that you have to be you have to be double-minded, and not in a way of how you treat people, because I don't mean that you say you love a person one day and then you're doing something to stab them in the back the next day. That's not what I mean. I mean double-minded, meaning that you're willing to see a different perspective when it comes to you being a better version of yourself, or you're willing to learn something different when it comes to you saying that you want to change something about the characteristic that you are. When you no longer want your love to feel like damage, but you want your love to feel like love to the people, places, and things that you say you want to love. And so yeah, so this is what recovery is all about. And then you get to discover. And once you recover from the thing, and you allowed yourself the opportunity, right? To being willing to heal constructive criticism, being willing to embrace something that's different, being willing to be uncomfortable, yet for a moment, so something different in that opportunity. When you do that thing, you begin to discover. Yeah, it will start feeling like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. You will start feeling like Dora the Explorer and Boots. They're on an adventure. You will start feeling like Scrooge McDuck when he jumps in all of his money, right? And so, yeah, so you will start to discover things if you allow yourself to recover from things. If you allow yourself to recover from the hustle and bustle from life. If you allow yourself to recover that being a man is hiding your feelings. If you allow yourself to recover that, although your baby father didn't like show up, that you can still, because really women, honestly, you can't be mom and dad. Like, no, no, nothing, but you can't be mom and dad. You can't be mom and dad. And when you try to work so hard that you tell yourself you're mom and dad, you then have a level of more anger towards the person that you created this life with. Because if you convince yourself that you're mom and dad, then it puts more pressure on you to discover all these unique, wonderful things about you as a mother if you think that you're out here being mom and dad. And so I don't want you to do that. I don't want none of us to do that. I want none of us to hinder ourselves that we aren't discovering these beautiful, intentional things about you. And so once you get to discover these things, you then get to empower yourself with those things. And so what I discovered is that when life gives you lemons, that you get to create an experience. When life gives you lemons, you get to create an experience. And so let me tell you about when life gave me lemons. February 5th of 2024, I was in an automobile accident. And in that accident, I was the passenger. The car ran into us. But as I was laying in that bed, what I realized is that the car didn't just run into me. It ran into my dreams. It ran into my purpose. It ran into the people who love me. It ran into a version of myself I had yet got to meet. And so when life gives you lemons, you get to decide who it is that you want to be in the moment. And so again, back to different elements and being different colors and being blue people. Are you just a blue person? Are you so blue? Um, Are you so blue that you can appreciate the different color in other people? Or are you so blue that you only just want to be blue? This is the thing about the beauty of artists and creative people. Like they can see a thing in their mind and then in what they do, whether if it's with play, paint, um, abstract, whatever it is, they figure out how to turn that into something else. And that's what I'm asking you to do with those limits. That's what I'm asking you to do with that experience is to turn it into something else. Especially if you've only allowed yourself to see it for one way for so long. And it's not working for you. And it's not making your soul smile. And it's making you being mean and angry to everybody else. But you haven't stopped to see that you might be the thing that's formed against you. And so don't just be don't just be a blue person. Get with some yellow people, right? Get with some yellow people. In the process of you healing, get with some yellow people. In the process of you discovering, get with some yellow people. In the process of you empowering yourself from the inside out, I will say it again, get with some yellow people. Why on earth are you telling me to get with some yellow people, Sierra, if I'm a blue person? So you can change and you allow yourself to transform to something that you didn't even know. Why? Because when yellow and blue are comes together, it makes green. That's why. That's why, blue person, I am telling you to get with a yellow person. So you can make a different color. So you can start turning just that talking and that complaining into a mission, into a thing that will water your purpose. Yes. Welcome to Sierra Speaks, where we unconventionally speak about things that you can do to help yourself continue to be your best, most magical self on a real life budget. Yeah, because you can't tell me that you've been through everything and you ain't got nothing to smile about. You can't tell me that all that you endure and all that you encounter, you won't have nothing that brings you joy. And if you answer no to both those things and you still don't, then my services are for you. Allow me to guide you to that place that lives on the inside of you that you are, that is your true fullest potential. that is your true hue. Yeah, don't just keep sucking on those bitter lemons and you don't experience the sweetness of what you bring to the table. And so, yeah, don't just be so blue that you forget that you can hang out with yellow people. So therefore you can create some green, cause yellow and blue makes green. And that heartbreak, that setback, that disappointment, the thing that didn't go out your way can absolutely add value to the canvas of your life, can absolutely add value so that you see the beauty in you in a way that you've never seen it before. It is time for you to recover from the things that disappointed you. And maybe that might be just you saying to yourself, I'm sorry. Maybe you might need to forgive yourself for some things that you settled for. Maybe you might need to forgive yourself for the things that you didn't know. You can't do better if you didn't know better. But if you know better and you still didn't do better, stop beating yourself up about the days of old and give yourself the opportunity to become a new creature. And after you in discover, you get to empower yourself from the inside out. And empowering you means what happens within you overflows into the life and the community that is around you. Thank you for joining Sierra Speaks This Week. Keep smiling, keep shining.